Well, hello there. This is Jemmy with Curve the Cube. Welcome to the 17th episode of our little South Florida-based arts, entertainment, and media podcast, which is aimed at inspiring you to pursue your dreams and your passions and just really go for something in life that you really love. So we hope that each and every single episode is a new way for you to see how other people are doing what they love, and so you can get a window into how to get it done for yourself, whether it's full-time or just something on the side that you do as a hobby. Really make sure you feed that passion side of your soul. So that's the whole purpose of Curve the Cube. And on this episode, we have the Pizza Girls, Jennifer and Phoebe. That is literally the name of their pizza shop, is called the Pizza Girls, and we'll explain on the podcast why. But it is, let me tell you, Phoebe and Jennifer came from New York, and they brought down every bit of New York flavor and style with their pizza. And it is so good. They're located on the end of Clematis Street, right by the fountains there, downtown in West Palm Beach, near Bradley's and that area right down there. And their food is so delicious. But that's not the only thing that makes the Pizza Girls so great. I mean, they're really a staple down here. They're involved in so many festivities and events, and they have a food truck, and they really get into the community, and I think they're really good role models on how to do it with small business, how to work solidly in a partnership. But that's only like part of what makes this podcast so amazing. They also grace this podcast with some very personal information about themselves that I was so honored that they shared on this podcast, and they were so sweet to do it. And I feel like they're even bigger role models now than I knew them to be before. So I'll let that come out on the podcast. But for now, just sit back and relax and tune in to the 17th episode of the Curve the Cube podcast. If you're a small business owner, if you love pizza, if you're from New York, if you're just a cool person, listen to this podcast. You're going to really love it. And this is Jemmy. Enjoy. Curve the Cube will now initiate. Hi.
Sorry.
Okay, so you buy me lunch and yet you walk up and say sorry.
I just looked at okay, it's just a constant rush. I just look, do I have the same color shoes on?
I've done that before. I know that move. How's it going? And I've already started recording it. That's okay. I like just kind of. All right. Okay. How are you?
Just swell.
Oh, thank you so much for lunch.
What do you decide on?
Hawaiian. I can't like go wrong with Hawaiian. It's my favorite.
How you doing?
Hi.
Finally, we get together.
I know.
Sorry about all the craziness.
It's okay. How are you? Oh, I was just saying that I've already started recording. I hope you don't mind.
Recording the silence?
Yeah.
Silence.
Well, I was there were some girls sitting over here chatting, being high school girls. And so I'm like, hey, am I going to hear that in the background? So I recorded a few seconds. And then just as you guys were walking up, I was listening back to it and it was fine. So I'm like, well, I'll just start recording.
You didn't catch anything good?
No, nothing. What were they talking about? They were talking about, I guess there was a few more of them were walking by with a teacher. And the teacher's trying to get them to join them, and he's like, come on, I'll show you my yacht. And one girl was like, are you serious? Oh my god, you have a yacht? And the other girl's like, he's a high school teacher. No, he doesn't. And they were arguing about whether or not a high school teacher the yacht. So I would be in high school again.
This is Palm Beach County, you never know.
You never know. This is very true. How are you guys today?
Good.
Thank you so much for my pizza.
You're
really
welcome.
Nice of you.
Enjoy.
So, I love your pizza. I've been eating it for years. But you guys describe your pizza as New York style. What does that mean to you guys?
With the attitude, no.
Take it and eat it.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up for the most part down here. I mean, I was born in North Carolina, but I've been down here since I was 3, so I really grew up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Born and raised in New York.
Yeah. I couldn't tell by the accent.
Yeah, because I know. I hide it so well. When I was growing up, back in the old days, walking to school barefoot up the hill.
Up the hill both ways in the snow.
With no shoes.
Right.
They didn't have Papa John's and all those places.
Right.
Where I grew up.
Right.
It was all like mom and pop corner pizza place.
Right.
And, your parents took you there after school and you know, a slice and a drink was 50 cents.
Oh.
Those were the days.
My brother and I, we could get 2 slices, 2 drinks for $1.
Oh my gosh.
You know, people still expect pizza to be that price too.
Do they?
Yes.
Yeah, it's called inflation, people.
And it wasn't, I mean, to me it wasn't that long ago. It was the early 70s. Or the late 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your pizza
you know
place
what it
that
was?
you went to?
We went to Mother Kelly's, and it wasn't in the late 60s. It was in the mid 70s because I went to high school with those guys. So that was their place.
Wow. So you've been in this environment and wanting to, you know, recreate it here. Is that kind of how you ended up, guys, deciding when you kind of came down here? What's the story behind the shop? I know you guys have known each other for a very, very long time.
Very long time.
24 years.
And I read you guys were a former teen counselor and worked as a controller. So how does that translate into, how do you guys come down here and become pizza girls?
You know, a desk job was getting very boring, doing accounting.
Yeah.
You know, you're stuck in an office.
Yeah.
Not very exciting. I had a couple of situations where I was able to become a location accountant.
Okay.
A couple of my jobs. So if there was a concert, I would go and, you know, pay the talent before they went on stage.
Oh, really?
And yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's cool.
It was an advertising agency. So and then I said, you know what? I think I'm liking getting out of the office.
Yeah.
It was exciting.
Yeah.
And then went and got another job in Madison Square Garden in accounting, but it was cool.
Different
you know?
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wrote a check for Martina Navratilova when she was doing the what was it, the Virginia Slims tennis?
No way.
Back in the day, or wrote a check for Paul McCartney, you know, before he went on stage for the show. It was still pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to have my own business and go back to school, and I loved cooking, and you know, when we met, I was back in school, she was just graduating, and we were looking for something different and decided to open a restaurant.
Nice.
In Pennsylvania. That's where I went to school. And then we had the opportunity to come here with some family members who had a 3-year lease.
Okay.
And opened up the you know, the pizza place. And we came down and said, you know, we wanted to have our own place, and it just worked out, the right place, the right time.
Yeah.
We said, we'll give it a shot for 3 years, and they said, whatever happens after that, you guys want to stay in Florida, you want to go back north. Well, they went back north after the 3 years, and we really
It just became
loved
home.
it. We loved it. We fell in love with West Palm Beach.
Wow. And so how did you guys end up at this location on Clematis? Because it's an awesome location.
Well, our first location was 205 Clematis. So it was the next block. It's right next to it's now Drama Works Theater is right attached to that, which is now Panettiere. And we were there for 3 years and learned everything we could learn.
Yeah.
And
we looked for a spot probably for the last 2 years of the 3 years because we knew that we wanted to stay in Florida.
Yeah.
And they were not, you know, renewing our lease over there. It was just for 3 years. And we looked from Jupiter to Del Rey for spots, always looking for the right spot.
Yeah.
And we ended up half a block away. And I mean, that was just such a weird situation, and it opened up, and we jumped on it. So we already had our customers.
Was this area very different when the shop first opened versus now?
Well, we're sitting right where the library used to be.
Right. Right.
So there was always something coming on the street. There were a lot of clubs.
There was nothing on the 100 block. That was a bus station.
Oh, was it really?
Where the, you know...
Really?
Where those two buildings are, one North Clematis.
And 101 North Clematis was the bus station.
That was the bus station.
Wow.
And then they built those buildings around that banyan tree because it was just so awesome.
They didn't want to knock the tree down.
Good thinking.
And then they moved up to, they moved all the way west to where they are now, the train station, bus station. There was nothing here.
Wow.
These were all empty. And there was some restaurant on the corner where Bradley's is. I think it was called Bimini Bay. Or
yes, it was.
Something like that. Nothing really special.
Yeah.
And Bradley's took over their place. Sloan's
came in.
bought
Yeah,
this
and they're
place.
awesome too.
We moved here, and we all three opened in the same month in the same
No
year.
kidding.
So this block became,
all of a sudden.
Oh my gosh, had some life to it.
Yep.
So before it ended on the right at the fountain,
People
Yeah.
were afraid to come down to the 100 block.
there's nothing going
They
on.
didn't want to
didn't
walk
think it was-
down here.
Oh,
It was like the
they
scary
didn't feel
part
like it
of
was
Clematis
safe.
Street. Yeah, they didn't feel like it was safe.
No kidding.
There was nothing on at
Yeah.
night. One was a law firm.
When it was
the tin
closed.
fish. So it's
Yeah.
closed at night. There's no
Nothing
stores,
going on,
no
no-
lights.
right.
The bus station there, nothing
Right.
here. And we didn't have
People
the
just
waterfront
wandering
that we
through.
had.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
our transition was relatively easy because we already had a lot of customers that we took 3 months off from when we moved from. We used to be called Pizza Etc. That was our initial
I remember.
name.
Yeah, I remember that.
So and no one remembered that name. But wherever we would go, and this is a story I remember. One time we were on the turnpike and getting gas, and someone stopped us in the middle and said, "Hey, aren't you guys the pizza girls?"
No kidding.
And we were like, "Oh my god, how does he remember? How does he? Did you ever see him before?" No, I never saw him before.
No, you know
it
what?
was
That's
so
funny.
strange. And then that's how people started referring to us
The
as
pizza
It's
girls.
the pizza girl. They never remembered that other name.
Right,
So when we came up with the logo,
Yeah.
we had to change the name to the Pizza Girls,
Yeah.
and we had to have somewhat of a face that looked like ours.
Right.
Caricatures. So the people would know, and it worked, you know?
That's awesome. And what's really cool about this spot, because of all the changes that they've done now, I mean, so many events happen down here. I can imagine, like, that's got to be just neat to be just in the thick of, I mean, like right now they're setting up, I don't even know what that is, but they're setting up
a miniature baseball field for tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
That
yeah,
is so cool.
tonight's event is pretty cool. They're having
The governor will be here.
Really?
There's a dinner,
Oh
fancy
my
dinner for
gosh.
all the baseball league owners, because they're trying to get some of the baseball.
I think the
teams
Astros and someone else are trying to get them to come down for spring training for the new place they're working on.
Gotcha.
So they're having their annual dinner that they have in Florida every
Yeah.
year, but it's the first time West Palm is hosting it. And they decided to have a couple of Little League teams play ball
Right.
in here.
Oh, that's cute.
You know, while the big leagues are
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're going to
dining.
wear the big leagues
Uniforms? Oh, that's awesome.
I think that's cool.
Brilliant. Play
Yeah.
on those heartstrings, right?
Oh, yeah.
But it must be so neat to always like be in the thick of all the events that happen here and everything. I mean, do you guys try to work in your promotions so that they tie into stuff that goes on around here? I mean, I imagine there's a really big opportunity to take advantage of some of that stuff. How does that all play into what you guys do?
Yeah, we do. I mean, you know, there's always something going on. And,
Yeah.
and, you know, Clematis by Night, Sunfest. I mean, those are the ones that have been around for
Movie
20 plus years.
Movie night. What's movie
night? Oh, that's also tonight.
Oh.
So they're playing the Sandlot movie.
I love. Oh,
It's a
perfect, because
baseball
it's a baseball
for
movie.
kids, yeah.
It's one of my
So-
favorite movies
So
of
they
all
tell-
time. You're killing me, Smalls. I love that line.
They tell the people to bring down some blankets, and they put a big blow up
the big gloves. They know they do that in Delray, but I didn't know that they do that here too.
Once a
Oh,
month.
they've been doing it for a couple years now.
Awesome.
And it's a good turnout.
Yeah, they do it in Delray and in
Yep.
Boynton. I didn't know they
Yeah.
did it here.
A
Awesome.
lot of people come and get pizza, and then
Yeah.
come have a picnic on the lawn.
Yeah, it's like the perfect. You guys
Yep.
have the perfect spot. That is so cool.
Yeah.
How do you guys get to get creative with the pizzas you do, and what's like the craziest pizza you guys have ever come up with?
Oh, God.
Whether it was edible or not.
We have come up with so many different things. Right now, our promotion is the Valentine's pizza, which is not so crazy. I mean, we do our promotion is a extra large, customized heart-shaped pizza, and they can have a beer or wine and a choice of 2 desserts.
Gotcha.
For the happy couple, and it's all for $25.
Nice.
And it's we do stuff like that. We you know, it can become boring if we let it.
Yeah.
So we try to come up with creative things to get our creative juices flowing.
Yeah.
And that's how we started with the gourmet pizzas, because when we were across the street in the beginning, all we sold was cheese and pepperoni.
Oh, really?
And what we used to call epi rolls. Epi rolls were what in New York, like strombolis, or what we call now pizza rolls. But you know, after working all the time, you know, how many times can you eat a cheese pizza, pepperoni pizza? You know, it got really boring. So we started getting really creative for ourselves, just to
keep your sanity.
Oh yeah.
Well, remember one year we had the art show. You know, they used to set up big tents before the convention center was built.
Yes.
The library was here, and this back area behind the library, they would put up the big white tent, sort of where the boat show tent was.
Okay.
And they had the flower show every year, and they had the art and antique show, and that instead of the
boat show.
center.
These were the three, and then Sunfest was always at the end.
So one year it was the art and antique show. Everything was pretty expensive in there, and we said, you know what? Why don't we make some special pizzas? Let's come up with some creative type of a gourmet pizza. And we could put them in the window and sell it by the slice, because these people are fancier people.
They're used to the fancy.
You know, they buy expensive artwork and antiques. Let's feed them something special besides a plain old, you know, cheese or pepperoni pizza. And we made a couple of them, and we upped it by $1 from what the other one.
What was some of the toppings that were on it?
We still have some
Actually,
of them.
some of the ones that
the Soho. We just found one of our first menus in an old file.
Oh, really?
I have a picture. I'll show you a picture.
Oh my gosh, I have to see this. That's so funny.
And it said artichoke, tomato, gorgonzola, specialty pizza. We didn't even have
a name.
That's how we describe. Oh, this is the heart-shaped pizza.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, even the pepperonis are heart-shaped. Awesome.
So we did a few of those for the week of the art show. And the next week, we went back to the regular stuff. A couple of our regular customers came in. Where's that pizza you had last week? We said, oh, no, it's too expensive. We only did it for the art show. He goes, what do you mean? You got to do it all the time. It's great. And that was
what did we know? We were beginning.
And that was the beginning of the gourmet pizza by the slice.
That's our first menu.
Can you send me that picture? That's so cool. I love that. That's awesome.
Really, it was just like for 1 week. And it hit big, and I don't think they really even had gourmet pizzas back then.
And you guys have some toppings on here that you don't. I mean, like artichoke. You know, not everyone has artichoke and stuff like that on their pizza. You guys come up with some pretty neat stuff.
We have goat cheese, roasted red pepper, portobello mushroom, spinach, red onion. That's one pizza. That's the New Yorker.
So you can branch out from the Hawaiian.
I know, but it's a favorite. So, I know. I do have to start trying some other ones.
You like to get others hooked, you know, if there's not something there, you know, try to hook you on another.
Oh, I was looking at all of them, but I'm like, I just...
What are your favorite toppings?
Ooh, well, I'm a traditionalist. I do love my pepperoni, but I do like the pineapple stuff too. I don't know. My favorite toppings, like, if I were just to create my own pizza, typically I'm a creature of habit. So typically it would be kind of a play on the Hawaiian. It would be pepperoni with pineapple, and then like Roma tomatoes, add on fat, actual burst of juiciness. Oh, so good.
Well, you know what we did for when Obama won the presidential campaign, the first time around, and it was a huge celebration here. We created the Obama pizza.
Did you? What was on it? I was scared to ask.
Wait. What do you think it would have?
Basil leaves shaped like pot leaves.
Oh, close, but no cigar. No, I'm just joking. No, we made a barbecue chicken pizza with pineapple.
Nice. Oh, because he's from Hawaii. That's right. Duh. Right?
And the barbecue is all American.
Oh,
yeah, so it's like all American and Hawaii.
I love it.
You know, and we took it off the menu because it wasn't like a huge seller, but every once in a while we had someone who was there, you know,
just
8 years ago and still asked for it.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Yeah, we had Brooklyn Bridge pizza for about a minute. And that was probably 15 years ago.
They still have
and somebody
for that too.
Asked for it recently.
Really?
The Brooklyn Bridge. I mean,
most of our employees don't even know what that is anymore. And I go, okay, let me see if I can remember.
I don't even remember.
Chicken, roasted red peppers, and broccoli.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You have like all these interesting names, like the Soho.
They're all New York names.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Tribeca's part of New York.
Tribeca.
That's true. Okay.
Soho.
Village Veggie.
The Village.
Manhattan Meat.
Manhattan.
Hawaiian, we had to name Hawaiian.
I mean, what can you do about that, right?
Yep.
There's nothing much you can do about that.
Now, if we made an Indian pizza, we could have called it the 5th Street Special, because on 5th Street in the city, in Manhattan, I should say, not everybody's anyone from New York knows the city means New York City. Anyone else is like, oh, I live in Rochester. That's a city. No, that's not New York City.
What do they say? They say the city's so nice they named it twice. I think I've heard before.
New York, New York.
Yeah. Thank you. So I know that with all the stuff that's gone on down here and all the concerts and festivals and everything that happens, do you guys ever get like celebrities and stuff that pop in?
We have.
Yeah.
Over the years, yes.
We've had the opportunity to meet a lot of celebrities.
Oh yeah, like who?
I think my favorite has been Cyndi Lauper.
You got to meet Cyndi? I'm so jealous.
She was at Sunfest.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
And yes, we got to feed them, and we got to go backstage and meet her, and she was such the nicest person.
She
and
seems
she spent
like
20 minutes just talking to us. And she was somebody who I, as a kid, was just really was my idol.
Of course.
And she was really cool. She signed a lot of things. And I have the t-shirt hanging up.
Oh,
and we have pictures.
That's so cool.
I framed a special thing. But another person who was also really special to us was Hillary Clinton.
Oh, really?
We got to meet her.
When did she come in?
That was,
before or after Obama got elected?
It was like
did she order the Obama
during
pizza?
one of the campaigns.
Okay.
It was during one of the campaigns.
She was in town, and we ended up going to a breakfast.
Oh.
The mayor invited us to come to a breakfast.
Ooh, look at that.
So we went over there, and she was so proud to introduce her.
Oh.
Liberal pizza girls. And
for small business owners, she wanted to.
Gotcha.
So we got to meet her. That was like another highlight.
Yeah.
And then I met Bill Clinton he was next door at Bradley's. Took a picture with him.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh my
I think our
gosh.
first
But was
celebrity
that the
that
same? Was that the same
No,
visit for them?
totally
Two different
separate
times.
Yeah, it was a few years earlier.
Wow.
But I think our first celebrity who came in the store was Jerry Springer.
No, that was in the store at Pizza Girls. What about Ray Davies from The Kinks?
Oh yeah, he was doing a show at
Pat
the Carefree.
Benatar.
Pat
Oh, my
Benatar.
She came in.
She signed the pizza box.
Here's a funny story. Okay, so in our first location was it was a lot smaller. It was half the size. I'm waiting on the customers, and Phoebe was in the back cooking, and this woman comes up, and she rather small, and she orders a eggplant Parmesan pizza, which we still have. And I wasn't. It took me a few minutes to realize who it was, and I'm waiting on her, and once I realized, I went, Phoebe, come here, and she was involved in making a pizza or doing something that she wasn't willing to leave doing.
Right.
Like, I'm busy. I said, Phoebe, come here.
She's trying to whisper to
And
me.
I'm trying to make
through
it
the window.
nonchalant.
Right.
That wasn't happening. Because she's like, no, I'm busy.
Oh, no.
So then I'm hiding behind the Pepsi cooler, trying to point like, look who's here. Look. And she's like, what are you doing? So finally,
I had no idea what
she's
was
like,
going on.
So finally she came, she looked, and I pointed again, and she looked up, and Phoebe looks, and she goes, oh,
It's Pat Benatar.
Oh.
So I came around, said, it's so nice to meet you. When I was younger and skinnier, people used to say I look like...
And all the work that I was trying to be nonchalant.
Right, it went right out the window.
But
You know
she
what?
could have been nicer. She really was very nice. And once she signed a pizza box, which you have hanging in the store,
That's
and
awesome.
to Phoebe and Jennifer, and
That is
she was
really
really
cool.
nice.
And who did we have the best time with? Valerie Harper.
Oh,
I
you know
love
Valerie
her.
Harper? She was doing a show at DramaWorks.
And she came to lunch all the time, and she would come with her book. Sometimes she was in costume because if she had a matinee.
Yeah.
She would come and just sit at the
No
back table,
kidding.
read her book, and people came
hang
in if they
out.
wanted to say hello. They did. She was so friendly to everybody. And
She was really nice. And this is, before she was on Dancing with the Stars and everything.
So she was
So
super nice.
kind of recent? Or
It was
it?
06, 08.
what year are we in?
2015.
She signed the date on the picture.
Oh, she did?
She said, to Phoebe and Jen, love you guys. And who else? Tito Puente Jr. Every time he's around, he comes and hangs out with us.
That's awesome.
Because he's a New Yorker, too,
Yeah.
And
we love it. We've gotten to see and meet and do a lot of things that we normally wouldn't be able to do, and never
Not
would have
sitting behind a
imagined
desk.
doing with like a little pizza shop.
Right. Right.
It's cool.
What's it? Do you guys have to? Because also around here, are a lot of bars. Do you guys have to deal with a lot of drunk people and stuff who come in, to get their eat on once they're toasted?
We
I'm
have
sure.
seen a lot of things too.
Oh Lord.
yeah, we're not going to talk about
A
that.
lot of things that we wouldn't have wanted to see. Well, we've got to see it all.
Oh my gosh. Has anyone caused any real trouble that you've had to get authorities involved and stuff like
A
that?
couple times you've had to call the police.
Yeah.
But, they just take them outside.
Yeah. Just get them to leave. That's good. So what's the biggest challenge in working in a partnership? And how do you overcome all those
Who
stresses?
does what? Who has to? I had to learn to give up a lot of control.
Oh really?
Total control freak. And my background's in accounting, so that's my specialty.
Yeah.
Numbers and accounting and inventories. Jen's really good with people, and she handles the employee stuff. She's great with marketing.
Yeah.
And she does all the social media stuff, the creative side.
So you try to keep a clear division of labor, and you guys kind of have come into it knowing.
It took us a long time to realize that.
Yeah.
And to say, you know what, this is your responsibility. You do a really good job, and I have faith that you're going to handle it. And this is what I'm good at, and we kind of let each other run with it.
Yeah. Does it take a lot of trust? And
it took us a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think about a partnership for business that's gone as long as Pizza Girls has gone on, as good as it is. I can imagine it's kind of like a marriage where it just takes work and constantly, I mean,
it is a marriage.
It is a marriage.
Well, I know, but you know what I mean. Like, it just seems
everybody has always said, "Don't take on a partner."
Really?
Anyone that's been in small businesses don't have a partner. Like anytime we ever thought of maybe opening another place with someone else or previous
so
account,
you guys take on. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Don't open with a partner, because we're not considered partners because we're together.
Yeah.
But to have like a business partner is very difficult, and I don't know how people do it because
so it's
everyone
easy
has
to
an ego.
separate for you guys. You guys don't have to look at each other as business partners, right? Because you guys are so close and everything else. You guys don't have to look at it that way. You would look at it as a partnership if someone else got involved.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We consider ourselves one.
Yeah, that's cool. Aww. Tears. Can you
newlyweds,
feel
actually.
the love? Are you?
We're newlyweds.
Not so new.
As of?
A year and a half.
Last year.
Where was it something?
Well, back then it wasn't legal.
Right.
In Florida.
It became legal
Federal?
in the summer last year, and we decided that
2013.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was 2013.
We decided we were going up to New York, and it was legal there.
Oh, so you did it in New York. Oh,
so
nice.
We decided that we were gonna, get legal there, and
good for you.
but at the last minute, we decided that we would have a wedding here for our friends and family that lived here.
Yeah.
And at our temple, and we had a really nice.
Oh,
which
that's awesome.
Was really beautiful.
So now that it's now legal in Florida, do you guys have to do anything to have it be recognized, or it's just is?
Now it's just
It's recognized by Florida.
Nice.
We
even if it hadn't become legal in Florida last month, it still would have been recognized.
No, there are still states that don't recognize gay marriage. So, but people, as of 2013 in the summer, there was a lawsuit. Two older women who were together for like
40 some years. I think I saw that. Yeah,
and
maybe even longer than
one
that.
of they got married in Canada. They were married legally 7 years. one of the partners, one of the spouses passed away.
Yeah.
And the government or the
they're going to make her pay the taxes for a gift instead of I remember that.
Tax.
I remember that. It was
and she said, "This is my spouse.
I'm so
legally
proud of her
married."
for doing that, for going up
Edie
and
Windsor
fighting.
is her name.
Yeah, I remember that.
And at her age, and she lost her partner, and she fought.
And she won.
She changed.
It's amazing.
She's like the Rosa Parks
for real.
Of gay.
I was feeling gay.
Of the gays. I'm serious.
She really did.
Oh my God, she changed our life, and it did change our life.
Yeah.
So what changed was now the federal government said, okay, we will acknowledge your gay marriage, even though it was from another country. Mm-hmm. Other countries do recognize gay marriage.
Of course, yeah.
This country's sort of
We've
backwards.
kind of taken a long time.
So now she was able to file her taxes as a married couple.
Yeah.
The estate transferred to her, the estate transferred to her as a spouse. The government had to give her back all that money and plus, and it changed everything. So now people said, well, now, when we lived in Florida, there was no point, even though you could get married in Vermont and all these places for how many years already? Like 10 years almost.
Yeah.
Some of the states, it didn't matter. It didn't count anywhere except if you lived in that state.
Right.
But now it counted through the federal government. So that, I think last fall, the 2013, everybody went to the states that you can get legally married in and got legally married.
That's awesome.
Came back to Florida, Texas, wherever. Because now they could file their taxes.
Right.
You can go back 3 years.
Right.
File your taxes, get any benefits.
Right.
And have the respect of your and recognition of your marriage.
That's awesome.
Now she could be on my insurance.
That's
But
awesome.
so now that Florida changed it, okay, so for the past couple of years we've been recognized the government, the federal government, but not the state of Florida.
Right.
If you wanted to change our name on our driver's license,
it would have been.
they said no.
Yeah.
We don't recognize that. So a lot of people were having problems with that. So now that it's legal here, it's like a normal life.
That's awesome. I actually am waiting for all my notary stuff to come in the mail because I just became notarized specifically because I wanted to perform gay marriages.
Awesome.
Yeah, my friend Victoria, about a little over a month now, maybe 2 months ago, she and her fiance were getting married, and they're justice of the peace. Like, her husband had a sudden illness and she couldn't make it, so they asked me if I would do it. And and of course this was right like a month or so before it became legal. So I was like, of course I'll do it, And so I did the ceremony, but going through the whole process of, the rehearsal dinner and watching them and that feeling of being a part of it, and it was like the biggest honor ever. And I just, in that moment, I was like, I wanted to, because, they were talking to me about things like when they were setting up their wedding, how they would run to vendors who wouldn't work with them, and it's just like, what the F, come on.
We've had, I mean, first of all, when we got together, we've been together for 24 years.
Yeah.
And I was 20 and she was older.
But we were both in college,
Well,
and
we
we
both
had to
were
go
in
to the
college.
library together, and we went through a lot of the same things together.
Yeah.
But we never, ever, ever imagined that we would be able to get married legally. It never was even in our thought pattern.
Wow.
So when we got married, or we started planning the wedding, all of our friends and family were more excited than we were because it wasn't registering. It took us months till we could get excited about it to really understand that this is legit.
Did it feel like that the rug might be pulled out from under you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were not sure if it was going to happen. It didn't feel real.
Yeah.
And then once we accepted it,
that day,
once it happened, we were like, we can't stop.
Did you guys run through the fountains naked? I would have.
Oh, they would have loved to.
No, we didn't come downtown.
But we still today go, can you believe we're married? I mean, it's been a year and a half now.
That's
but
amazing.
every day. We just were like,
wedding.
oh my God, we can't believe we're getting married. And pinch me. It was just, so during the ceremony, when they stood up for us, both of us, and everybody was crying, and we were like, oh my God.
Like right after? You mean right after?
No, when we first started.
when you were walking in.
Everybody started crying, and we were like,
oh my God, because we were just so happy.
Yeah.
We both tucked little tissues and said, "Oh, it's going to be so sad. We're going to cry." And we smiled. We had the biggest smiles the whole time. I didn't cry. I was like, "Look at this! Look at
Oh, that's so amazing.
It was
Because they
a
could
great
feel
feeling.
our excitement.
It was great. It was
the best
really was
day of our life.
That's awesome.
It was so...
I'm so happy to hear that story. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's
we had all our
amazing.
employees, some of them who've been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
We had some of them in the wedding.
This is a funny story. Had this guy work for us on and off since 1996.
Yeah.
Since the first store.
1996.
Wow.
That's a long time.
It was a long time.
And he calls us mommy, daddy. You know, he's been with us forever. And we said, you know, I think you would be the ring bearer. Because that would be great. And he came down the aisle with a little mini pizza box.
Oh, no way. That's awesome. No way.
Everybody cracked up.
With Pizza Girl.
Did you know he was going to do that?
Yeah,
No, it was our
told him.
That's
idea.
so
Because
funny.
we thought, you know what?
We had to have a little sense of humor with
yeah.
it because we had been together for so long.
Right.
And we wanted it, everybody knows us as the Pizza Girls.
Yeah.
We had to have some kind of connection with it.
And I still was a little anti-traditional wedding because it was, you know, it was not allowed
Felt burned
for
a little.
us for so long.
Yeah.
I didn't really go to weddings
Yeah.
because I said, if I can't get married, you know, good luck to you. Congratulations. But
Well, I have a family member, I won't say who it is, but I have a family member who, because he was born in a specific other country, he wasn't allowed to donate blood for decades. And then finally, just like maybe 5-10 years ago, became legal for him to donate blood just because of where he was born. And so he feels the same way. He you know, I had to talk to him like, look, the person who needs your blood, that had nothing to do with it. But, you know, he felt that same way. He just didn't want to donate because he felt so burned by, you know, not being able to. So I can imagine.
so we decided we're going to make it
a million.
We're going to make it fun.
Yeah,
we're
good.
going to make it fun. It's not going to be traditional. It was semi-traditional, but we really made it fun. Had a good time, and we had people from so many different walks of life.
Yeah.
From young to really. I think our youngest was 3. She was 3, and our oldest was 93. It was really great.
That's
But
awesome.
we had 2 ceremonies because when we went to New York,
Yeah.
we had to have a ceremony to make it legal. So we got to have 2 weddings, and we felt like we waited a long time, and
You deserved it.
It was worth it.
Absolutely. Well, Victoria, when I was marrying my friends, I had told them, you know, I said, well, when it becomes legal, I really want to be there. So they said, absolutely, you know, you can come to the courthouse when it becomes legal. So, well, when it became legal, it just, that night when they're like, yeah, at 10 o'clock or something, Del Rey is going to open up, the, you know, and I was like, oh, that's so neat. And so they called me. They weren't going to go, and they decided to split, you know, they were going to go. So they called me at like 9:30 at night. They're like, we're on our way to the courthouse. I know you wanted to come. We're so sorry. I'm like, shut up. This is your day. It's nothing to do with me. I'm like, the fact that you even called me meant everything. So just go enjoy. So it was cool that they sent me pictures of them in the crowds of dozens of people. I mean, I can only imagine. I would have lost it if I had been there, just knowing that people have been waiting, and what a monumental time.
Goosebumps.
I can only imagine.
So when the whole country and then it started turning really fast with all the different states. It was amazing.
I know.
And very surprising that how quickly states were turning. I really didn't think that. I thought everybody thought we were going to be one of the last ones.
One of the last ones. So yeah, I agree. I think that was an amazing turn. So congratulations, guys.
Yay!
I'm so happy for you. So what do you guys have planned for the future? Where do you guys see Pizza Girls headed in the next upcoming time?
Well, one never knows.
You never know.
Well, we have a pizza, a food truck.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to ask you about that because I didn't know that you had a food truck. I saw you tweet out.
Oh,
I saw you tweet it out, and I was like, really? Oh, that's so neat. Yeah. How do you guys manage the food truck, and where is it, and all that stuff?
We do all kinds of special events, and we do some private parties, and we We do all kinds of things. We were up in North Palm Beach at the Mardi Gras last night.
Oh, were you?
Tomorrow we'll be set up on Clematis Street, of all streets, for the city of the slide that's going on.
City of the slide?
They're putting 100 foot, is it 100 foot?
It's 2 football fields long.
It
starts on the
slip and slide.
600
No way.
And comes all the way down to
No way.
And that's something to be seen.
Oh my gosh.
That is something.
That sounds amazing.
That's all day tomorrow. So.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
I wanted to be there just to see it because I want to be a spectator.
Right.
Like, I think it's going to be hilarious.
Right.
But we're going to have our food truck there.
Cool.
Is even cooler.
That sounds so. Does someone, when you have the food truck out, do you guys always go tend to it, or is someone else?
Yeah, we do. It's a big it's a big pizza trailer, and
it's a 30-foot trailer.
It's huge, so it really needs some special driving.
That's me.
You can't just put anybody out there.
You can't trust anybody.
But we love it. It's our baby.
Where does it stay when it's not being used? Because I don't. I'm looking around.
We park
Is it around here somewhere?
We park it behind our house.
So I wanted to ask you guys, what is the lasagna pizza? Is that something you guys still have around?
The Little Italy.
No, it's called the Little Italy. Was it ever called the lasagna pizza?
Yeah. Initially, we called it the lasagna pizza, and once we wanted to change most of our pizzas into New York names.
Yeah.
We Little Italy, because that's the
easy to remember. Little Italy lasagna. If you're training your employees, you want to have sort of
that's the Italian type of. So it's a meat lasagna pizza without the pasta.
And when you take a bite, you feel like you're eating lasagna. The dough has that little pasta taste.
It's great.
That's definitely going to be first thing I try next time I get a slice, because that sounds.
And it's really good. The ricotta cheese and chunks of meatball and sausage.
Sounds
it's one of our most popular too.
Yes.
So hey, y'all saw me walk by. I was saying I ain't want to bother you.
Sorry, we were just Parks and Recreation has just come about. Say hello, fellas. Hello.
We're waterfront, so we're not parks.
Oh, you're waterfront. Okay, I'm sorry. So you need our chairs and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll scooch out.
We'll just relocate y'all right up there.
We can even put you in the shade if you like.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem.
Being kicked out.
No, you're not. We just relocate you. That's all.
See, when I look at y'all, I think about tomorrow, what tomorrow supposed to bring for each one of you ladies.
Aww. Thank you. Oh, thanks.
You ain't say nothing.
You ain't buying all that.
I was thinking.
What?
You ain't buying that.
Tomorrow. It's Green Market and the city slide.
Oh.
Wow. She don't got it's supposed to be her day tomorrow. She don't
It's your day tomorrow. Valentine's Day is every day for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Where you want to sit at? Right here?
Sure, anywhere. That's fine. Just a couple more questions left.
All right. I'll get the table.
Thank you.
So yeah, I was just wondering, how important is it for you guys at this stage in the game? Thank you. For you guys to stay involved in the day-to-day operations of what goes on in the store.
We're still very involved in the day-to-day operations.
Yeah.
We might not be here every day, but we're on the phone first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
We still do inventories,
The shopping.
A lot of Restaurant Depot schlepping.
We are always doing something for the shop. Always promoting it or social media.
Yeah. And you have
because we don't have an office in the store. It's too small. So the office
is wherever you are. Thank you guys. It's wherever you guys are, right? Thank you.
At one point, we had an office around the block. On Datura and Olive. And a little office up there.
Yeah.
Well, we have animals. We have pets.
Oh, do you? What do you have?
Dogs.
Oh, nice.
And, you can't spend all day here and then go up to your office and stay there till 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
You have to go home and take care of your animals.
Yeah.
So we decided to give up that office. We had it for a couple of years. And the office is home. So now it's like, wake up at 7, grab your coffee, go on your computer. See what's going on and, just check everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I imagine it is. I mean, I'm just starting my company. It's just barely getting off the ground, but I don't have, a brick and mortar thing. I don't have employees. Like, I can imagine that can be a lot. Does it still feel like there's a lot business-wise, or do you guys have a handle on that? I mean, you guys are so successful.
We have it down.
You do, yeah.
I think for the first 10 years, we never left the store.
Yeah.
And micromanaged everything, hands-on everything. And it was very hard to say, okay, I'm going to let somebody else work without me saying, you have to do it this way.
Yeah.
For Jen with the cooking, and to just let these people do their job.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we said we want it done this way.
Yeah.
We want our product to be consistent.
Right, of course.
We want the pizzas to all look the same, so you don't know who's cooking. Because some places, everyone does their own thing.
Yeah.
So, there are certain things that have to stay the same. But I'm telling you, it was really, really stressful. Of 10 years, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And if we did take a vacation, we closed for a week.
Yeah.
And we didn't do that often. But,
we have been able and been fortunate enough that we found some employees, some good employees, that we were able to promote within, make them managers and train them so that they can handle the bulk of the responsibility of, the store stuff. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think what makes us different from other places is maybe because we are women and we do talk about feelings and changing, that we work with employees.
We bond with
help
them
to become better people.
Yeah.
We want people to grow. Anyone that worked for us over the last 16 years, even 19 years from the first place, they still come and visit. And some with their kids.
Yeah.
But everybody always comes and visits. Even if they got fired, they know that they had a good thing working for us.
Aww.
They were treated well with respect. I guess coming from corporate.
They learn things.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with what I was thinking about before is owning our own business, and it takes up a lot of our time. We missed a lot of life too while we were so focused on being in the store and waiting on doing all of the stuff ourselves. We missed a lot of life. And what changed for us is when we had we lost a lot of our family. Losing family over the years really makes you change and makes you take a look at life a little differently, and how you treat people and how you want to live your life. And so that helped us to really take a step back and say, you know what, other people can do this. We're going to train them, and let's see how they do.
Let go a little bit.
We're going to let go a little bit,
and try to have a life, because you don't want to work yourself
you have
to death.
If you're working for life, you need to experience life. If you're working to pay all your bills, then if you're working for a life, you have to enjoy it. Yeah.
It's true, and what happens now is that we've become more successful once we were able to let go a little bit.
That's interesting.
And it's an odd concept, but it's working,
But do you think the timing of that was important too? Like, do you think you could have let go in that way earlier, or do you think you had to get yourself to that place where, letting go, everything would still be okay?
We had to live life. This happened exactly the way it had to happen for us to learn the lessons in life that we had to.
We didn't really have a reason before. We were just working.
We didn't know any different, and we were young.
Yeah.
We were young.
Yeah.
And this is what you do.
Yeah. So if you had to give a piece of advice to someone else starting or wanting to start, their own company, whether it's pizza place or whatever it is, if they want to start something, what kind of advice would you give someone?
It has to be your passion. If you are not passionate about what you do for your job, it's not going to be successful.
Yeah.
You really have to, we used to say we eat, breathe, sleep pizza, and we loved what we do.
Yeah.
We loved what we were doing, and a little too much. That's why we had to take a step back after 10 years. But I think that's really important. You have to be willing to make sacrifices.
Yeah.
and really give it your all.
Have you guys ever gone for a world record with your pizza? If you could, what would you go for? Yeah.
I don't know.
We haven't thought about that, but you know, for Kevin and Virginia, we did. Was it last year or 2 years ago? We did. They had a pizza eating contest.
Oh,
they
cool.
did it out on Clematis by night. And,
Oh, okay.
and so that was fun.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of what you're talking about.
It is.
No, you know what?
It was all of the. I think it was the young skinny women against Jason.
Oh, I remember that.
Do you remember that?
I totally remember that.
That was that.
I totally remember that.
And one of the the smallest
I totally
girls.
remember that. Yep, that was funny.
It was Hulk Hoagie.
Yep, I remember that. Totally.
He was
That's so funny. I absolutely remember that. That's hysterical. That's hysterical.
But you know, my piece of advice would be for you to listen to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Be open to what people are telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Surround yourself around really good, positive people who have a lot of goals,
Mm-hmm.
motivated. Just surround yourself around people like that.
Yeah.
Because that will make you better.
Ah, that's a good piece of advice. That's a really good piece of advice.
And don't just hire anybody.
Yeah.
Be really, really careful about who you hire, because that can make or break your business.
What do you think is the most important thing you look for in someone you hire?
They have to look you in the eye. They have to have a happy personality. We want our message of have a great experience, have great food, and almost like Cheers.
Yeah.
We know almost all our customers for years, and we want them to have that experience that they would have with us when we're not there. So you have to really
And that's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard that you're going to have employees do the exact way that you want them to be. It's nearly impossible.
Yeah.
But you have to train them, and you have to just try to motivate them, and it's not always easy.
And then you probably still have to compromise a little bit to.
We hired some kids. We didn't have kids for a while. We hired some kids last year, and they're shy. They're quiet.
shy.
They don't want to talk, and it takes like 6 months for them to come out of their shell, and then they shine.
Yeah.
And we get great compliments about them, but it takes a little time in the beginning.
Yeah.
And
but we get to mold them into
That's
who they
awesome.
are when they're young.
Well, you're part of their what's the phrase? Coming of age. If when you hire them at that age, that they're finding themselves and everything, and you're helping to mold that. That's cool.
there's more work. Bert, Nut. That's my Uncle Bert.
Uncle
and
Bert
Aunt
and
Natalie.
Aunt Natalie.
Oh. They just live in the area, or
They live in the area. They never come down here. This is a big surprise.
Well, I will end the podcast. I was wondering if you guys wanted to sign off the podcast with a quick. This is the Pizza Girls with Curve the Cube.
Is that what you would like to say?
I would love
You
for
have
you
to
to
say
say
have
that.
a slice day.
Ah, definitely have to say it. Of course.
Hi,
Hello.
How are you doing? This is Uncle Bert and Aunt Natalie.
Hi, I'm Jemmy. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
y'all.
For a
Yeah, you're being recorded. I'm just a podcast. I have a podcast where I interview local media, entertainment, business owners, just really cool people.
Aunts and uncles.
Aunts and uncles are always welcome on your podcast. Say hello.
Let's go for lunch.
All right.
Have something you said at 3 that
Yeah.
can we make it?
Yeah, it's only 2 o'clock. Yeah.
Are you going over there now?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come over and
All right.
say hi.
We'll get a
We're
table.
gonna take.
Lovely meeting y'all.
Take care.
Bye. So it's
Better
just.
good place or better place?
It's good. It's French. You can get like an onion soup and salad.
Good.
And
He sounds sold on free. He's like, oh, French. All right. So, I was telling Jen, I just want you guys to sign off the podcast if you would, and it's really easy to say, this is Pizza Girls with Curve the Cube, or have a slice day, whatever you guys want to say.
These Pizza Girls, Curve the Cube, have a slice day.
This is Pizza Girls, Curve the Cube. Have a slice day.
Yay! High fives. High fives. Thank you so much. That was awesome, guys. You have successfully curved the cube.